Hey guys, what's going on? Isan here, and today I'm going to be talking about Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion, my first of the Evangelion Psychoanalysis that I'll be doing on the characters on Shinji, Asuka, Rei, Misato, and Karu. Maybe Kaju. Anyway, Shinji is obviously the most logical one to do as he's the lead of the show, and one of the most interesting characters in this anime, in any anime, perhaps all of fiction. So I'm just going to really get down to who he is. Now, I feel that Shinji is really just a misunderstood character. As I mentioned in other videos, to really get who he is, you're going to have to really understand Asuka and Rei, just how he kind of fits into the whole general story. But at the same time, you got to understand how he came to be. So Shinji is Anno. Anno said that Shinji is his conscious and unconscious being, which is really interesting to really think about it. He's basically just Anno in anime form, or at least an idea of Anno as a 14, 15-year-old, I guess. So Shinji's background is that his mom died, but before he could even remember her face. I mean, he saw her face, but he couldn't even remember her face. That's how young he was. His dad Gendo basically abandoned him. He was just living around with teachers all his life, caused him to really have poor self-esteem issues, horrible issues, avoiding personality disorder, antisocial disorders, other things. Really just couldn't connect with anyone. Really couldn't have a real relationship with anybody. And then all of a sudden, his dad Gendo calls him and says, "Hey, son, I need you to buy out this robot and save humanity." And of course, he owns that in most ways. I mean, the way that most people would, which is basically hell no. But he does it anyway. He does it to an extremely high level, as he's just born with these amazing technical abilities, and he's able to just fight with the power of Lilith or Yui's soul and Avo 001. He's able to just kick some ass, and even when he's about to fail, Yui just comes in and saves the day. So why is Shinji hated? It's simple, because Shinji's seen as a passive bitch. Even though, I mean, yes, he has his bitch moments, don't get me wrong, but you gotta look at it this way, from what I just said about his past and the situation he's in. You're someone who has really, you just kind of, life has kind of thrown you no bones, and you've kind of had poor socialization. You have abandonment issues, you just have a lot of issues, and all of a sudden now your dad's like, "Hey man, you're all here to save the world, be Messiah." He is the Messiah very much. How are you going to handle that? He handles it very realistically. One of the things I say about Evangelion and its characters, these characters, straight out of theater, the way they're constructed, how deep they are, how interesting they are, how complex they are. Some of the best characters I've seen in any cast in anything, period, really. And Shinji's able to be a strong protagonist. The reason why people really hate him, though, is that I believe he's an excellent mirror. The first time you watch Evangelion, it could be very uncomfortable to watch, watching him, and having to relate to him. And you gotta, I mean, I didn't necessarily relate 100% to Shinji, but I could see aspects of myself in Shinji, and, that was not comfortable at first, but you gotta, not more than self-acceptance, you gotta have self-approval as well. And Shinji forces the audience to really be able to look at themselves and really see, who they are and what they're all about. And I think people kind of like Natsuki Subaru. I'll make a video about about Wikio just one day. But kind of like Natsuki Subaru from that show, ReZero. ReZero. People don't want to face the facts that these people aren't going to be like these super badass characters that go from zero to hero just like that. Shinji is a real person who's reacting similarly, realistically in these situations. And for me, I think most people, given the situations that he was in, if I was in those situations, I'd be in the fetal position like him. And that stems a lot of his issues. He has to overcome all these demons. But one thing he never lacked is inner strength. I believe he probably has the most inner strength out of any Evangelion character in the whole entire series. When you look at it, I mean, he's the only one that's really alive, not alive, but around. So at the end, he's able to, make his moves. He's able to still work on saving humanity. And I believe in his heart, that's what he really wants to do. He really wants to connect with people. and he wants to save humanity. He may not verbalize that because what Shinji has is that he lacks confidence. Which is another reason I think people don't like him. He lacks self-confidence and he hates himself and he just sees himself as bad for whatever reason. He doesn't really. He just does. He has a poor self-image. He doesn't really see much of himself as anything, and that's due to his past. And the show and the movie, really a movie about the end of Evangelion. I guess you could say a rebuild too. It's really just about Shinji becoming a whole person. The whole series is about every character becoming a whole person. And Shinji being able to face his demons, really becoming his authentic self and begin to actually love and appreciate who he is. Because Shinji just has, I believe he has a sense of self, maybe even more so than most of the characters in Evangelion. But it's just a very weak sense of self. He sees himself as weak. He sees himself as not he's not strong. He doesn't see himself just as shit. He sees himself as someone that no one cares about. Maybe even, I wouldn't say unlovable, but I say it's probably more Asuka. But he just sees himself as someone that no one wants. That he's just kind of on his own island. He's a real loner. The Hedgehog dilemma is real with him. He's not scared of people, but he's scared of being hurt. That's what Shinji's biggest thing is that he's scared of being hurt, and that's a very realistic thing. I think most people deep down they really admit it. They're scared of being hurt by an individual. There's this whole thing with Martin Heidegger's philosophy, and it's about having to deal with the other, and the other being the other human beings. And they went into this with the Hedgehog dilemma video, and the thing about all this is that you're always gonna, when you get close to somebody, that just allows you for more opportunity to get hurt, and that's how you really get close to somebody, is to being able to be that vulnerable and, open yourself up in that way. And Shinji struggles with doing that. He struggles with the fact that his self-image is so fragile. Everyone's self-image is fragile, though, but he struggles with the fact that, he's around these women like Misato, Rei, Asuka, and he can't handle the fact that they have their own thoughts of him, and he can't really control that. And that just drives him nuts. And that's one of the things the show goes on about that's very Freudian, is the whole thing about having a self-image and how fragile it is, and Shinji's able to finally, I believe towards the end, he begins to tear it down and see it for what it is, and how it's really just limiting, because his whole self-image gets challenged throughout the whole series. Who he is just gets challenged through the whole entire series. As he grows, and he grows at a very, not slow, but very realistically steady pace. He doesn't necessarily, like I said, he doesn't go from zero to hero, but he's able to start becoming self-actualized. And I believe the ending of at least the series, is really about him becoming enlightened. And him becoming, an actualized person, at least beginning the journey of enlightenment, and realizing enlightenment, and realizing, that all this was not real, that all of this was in his head. And one interesting thing about Shinji is that he's around all these women. Let's take out Misato for a second, because Misato's more of his teacher, even though she did offer him sex. Around Asuka and Rei, who are, both pretty hot, and they're both interested in him, for sure. But, he doesn't, and Asuka even fucking acts out and kisses him, but he doesn't have the gumption to go up and ask him out. It almost didn't occur to him that, hey, I could date one. He could have dated both of them. If he really wanted to, he's definitely Rei and Asuka. Yeah, both of them. If he had just had some more outer confidence, he would have been able to ask him out. Asuka would have said yes, and Rei would have said yes. That's my opinion. I have an opinion about their whole little day room. I do think they had sex. There's a couple theories about them on YouTube, but I do think Asuka and Shinji did already have sex in there. I think it's actually kind of made clear in some of the later episodes of Evangelion. And so this is my analysis of Shinji. Phenomenal character. Deep, complex characters that's just battling a lot of problems. He just has a lot of these anxieties, mental issues, and he's expected to save the world. And he acts in a way that's super realistic, in a way that just about any of us would act, which makes him one of the most relatable characters in fiction. So, thank you all for listening. Tune in next time. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Read my web novel, Orange and Blue. Go to my Patreon page, please. A lot of great rewards. And I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day.